if you don't want to be seen, you can take off your camera. And if you're not talking, just have it on mute so that it doesn't echo. Yeah, that's all. So you're all welcome, and let us enjoy the day. We have 22 seconds or so to we're live already anyway. Okay, it shouldn't be looping. I'm gonna stop that now. Okay, you're all welcome. You're welcome to today. Today is 24th of February, and I just want to welcome every one of you to today's conversation on emotional intelligence. I'll just briefly tell you about this initiative. So this initiative is called Time with Wise Men. So the focus on the program is on men, just to focus on conversations around things that do affect men that are in our lives, fathers, brothers and sisters, fathers and brothers and friends and lovers, men generally. So the conversation is around them. So before we go on deeply into the conversation, I just like people to just introduce themselves. This is our program from today. I'm going to follow that program. You might not be able to see it, but I'll go through it as we go through the day as well. The entire program is an hour. We're hoping to keep it to just that 1 hour and just to make it more effective for every one of us as we go along. So what is Time with Wise Men? Time with Wise Men is a community of African diaspora men, or men in general, committed to a growth, wisdom, leadership, and cultural identity. This initiative is powered by the Afro in Diaspora Center and is inspired by the work that I'm doing. So we gather to learn and to share and to build a stronger community together. So our host for this morning is not yet in, who is going to moderate the entire. So I'm just filling in for him in the meantime. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just filling in for him in the meantime. Sorry, virtually. I just wanted to. So I'm going to introduce each one. Each one of you is just going to introduce yourself. Tell us what you're doing, and just tell us what emotional intelligence means to you. So I'm going to start with Jura. Do you want to go ahead and start?
Hi, hello. Hello, everyone. Yes, emotional intelligence. What I'm working now, I'm a therapist of psychodynamic hypnosis over 20 years. So for me, it's I think the most important topic we have these days. And emotional intelligence. The first thing is awareness to our emotions. There is no bad or good emotions. They unpersist or not persist. Yes. So what I'm doing, I'm working with emotional memory process. It's a methodology. I'm moving through my books and my clients. That's main focus what I'm doing now, and really the emotional intelligence is something is between the lines what we need to follow, to see, to pay attention, and that's very, very important for everyone, for men and for women and for children. And yes,
I think it's important to everyone. Yes, you're right, Juma. But anyway, we're focusing on men today, but it's important to everyone to be emotional, to have an emotional intelligence, and what that means to each of us individually. So thank you. So who else wants to go in? Who else is going to talk? So we're not leaving all the conversation to her. Are you still there with us, Wabo?
Yes, I'm here. Thanks. Thank you so much for the question. My name is Waboraro. Like I said before, I reside in Dublin. What comes to my understanding with emotional intelligence is to be aware of your emotions, to be
Yes.
aware of them and
Mm.
control, try to control them in a way that will not leave you horrible like.
Then that's the best way, not to leave you horrible.
Yeah.
That's good. So who else wants to contribute anyway? Okay. So let me make it easy for us in a way. Um are we prepared for this conversation? Because we all have an hint of what it is anyway before.
Yes, we are.
Okay. So my definition of emotional intelligence is that men with high emotional intelligence possesses the ability to recognize, to understand, to manage, and to be constructively expressing their own emotions, as well as empathize with the feelings of others. So you were saying it there. One is about having control over your own emotions, and also to be able to empathize with other people's emotion, and how to control that emotion, because we have the various type of emotions. But if you're an emotional intelligence man, one of the things you need to do is to have the ability to recognize your emotions when it comes up. That's the first thing. To understand how to manage those emotions within yourself, and how to manage it when you relate with other people, how you express it out to other people, how you engage with other people within um, around you as well, to be able to know how to manage it, and also how to express it constructively, in a way that is positive, in a way that is control, in a way that it's really recognize other people around you, taking note of other people, that we all have different emotions, and we should be able to manage it. So that's the way that's the way I define it, and that's the way I can explain it. Do we have any further contribution that we want to do? Does anybody want to so in terms of your findings, Jura, so can you tell us a little bit into that, your
Yes,
techniques? Yeah.
yes. Um, actually, uh, yes. If we more focused on the man, what I noticed, the man trying to avoid emotions, even they coming closer to emotional expression, they are trying to hide it, and that really makes more difficult for man. It looks like man will feel not so strong if he will show emotions. That's what I'm dealing with, to let emotions to be expressed, understood, and to proceed, to make it's like the process. We need to go through the process to not only to regulate our emotions. We need to go to this process to understand better our emotions when they arise, and make a space where we can make a choice, like what we do next with this emotion. When we understand our emotion, when we aware of our emotion, then we can manage it. It's not like to suppress emotion. So especially for men, for young men or mature men, yes, this is like the topic they are trying to avoid, because I don't want to. I try to keep myself strong if I'm not express my emotions. That's what I noticed on my practice.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, that some men believe that without, if you don't express your emotions, you need to keep yourself strong without having to express your emotions. That's what you're saying there, you know.
Yes.
Some
Yeah.
and that could be a cultural thing as well, because some culture believes that men should keep their emotion inside of them as well, you know.
Yes.
That's what some men do. Yeah. So I'm going to bring in Logan is the chairperson for the Time with Wise Men initiative. So he's the chairperson, and he's our so I'm going to get him to come in and talk. Are you ready there to say something to introduce us to this conversation there, Logan? Logan, are you there with us? I
Can you
can't
hear
hear
me,
you,
Susan?
Logan. Yeah?
You can hear me,
Okay, now we can hear you. So hopefully that's, yeah.
but I don't think you can see my face because there's
Oh,
something
no,
not
I can
right.
see your face. I can see your face. So
I
you go
don't
ahead.
think I don't think. Okay. All right. Good afternoon, all. Sorry for my delay in coming in because I'm with my carer at the moment. All right, we're going through different issues, health issues. Now, nevertheless, welcome everybody. And just to add on that Ken McHugh could be delayed because he had something else to do, but he was going to try to join us later on. That's what the started this morning. Now, coming back to this initiative, thanks for coming in, everybody. And
Are you there? Oh, I think you anyway, that is what internet looks like. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I think he's gone. Okay, anyway. Wabo, do you want to make any contribution while he's gone?
I think you made it clear, and I got insight on how the way you explain it. That is
Okay,
the
so
ability
let
to
me
record. Okay.
yeah, let me help you with this. Let me ask a question. So this is part of the so why is emotional intelligence? Why is this essential for men of today? You know, why should it matter to any man? You can
Yes, thank you so much for the question. I think it's very important because, like you talk about, sometimes it's our emotions that are influenced because of the culture that we are coming from.
yes.
So, as a boy child growing up, we know sometimes you'll be told that you need to be strong. You can't be crying.
Mm,
But life will give us challenges that sometimes you'll find yourself crying. So if you are taught that men should be strong enough not to cry like girls, it means some challenges you are not going to take them the way it will benefit your emotions at the end of the day. So having classes like this one, I think it will try to even us ladies, like one fellow was saying, it's not all about men, it's about us ladies. We are raising young boys. We will have clarity on how to raise them well, so that tomorrow they grow to be a better man in the society.
Yeah, you're totally right there. It's it is important that as parents, when we bring up our boys, because they end up becoming those men that we see in the society. They are going to end up becoming somebody's husband. They're going to end up becoming somebody's friend. They're going to end up becoming somebody's colleague, working with somebody in an establishment. It is important for them to be able to know how to regulate their emotion, to understand emotion, their own emotion, to empathize as well, and to be able to express it. It's important for them to express their emotion rather than to bottle it in within them. But it is important that they can express their own emotion. One, as leaders, because for their own role as a leader, it is important for them, for their ability, their relationship. It is important to understand how they can regulate their own emotions and to be able to communicate as well, in their places of work. How do they communicate within their place of work? These are the various ways in which it is important, it's important for them to be able to do that, to be able to learn how to regulate all these emotions so that they become wise men in the society. This is, that's what we're saying, how they become wise men within the society. It's really important for them to be able to manage those emotions and to know how to regulate their own emotions. So these are just quick examples. So leadership, relationship, communication, and those three things are important in the life of all the men, to understand how to work this out, how to engage with themselves as men. And because when you have men that are not emotionally intelligent, men that doesn't understand their emotions, men that doesn't know how to express or have empathy, then they tend to become bad leaders. They tend to become bad fathers. They tend to become bad lovers or bad husband, or wouldn't understand how to regulate, in order to know how to regulate all these emotions within their own community. So it is important that we allow them. Logan is back. Logan, you're back.
Yes, I don't know what happened. This keeps going away and coming back. So I do not even know what I said.
No, you can start all over again, so don't worry. You were introducing yourself, and yeah, so you can go back and start from there.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus, I've forgotten what I said.
Anyway, just start all over again. I don't know why he's doing that, but just start all over again. So I think it's stuck again. So I'm going to get Jura, do you want to say something while we're waiting for him to get out of this? It's locked into something there.
It's to what is my standpoint is that when we talk about emotional intelligence, like in abstract way, yes, what should man feel? How he should be as a leader, as a father? But the main thing is, it's not like only to recognize, yes, he is not intelligent. Everyone is intelligent. Everyone. Just he needs to. First thing, what I think is very important, the community or family. From beginning, the family where the man was growing, like lady said about how we parents grow our boys, yes, our children. Emotional intelligence, I think, is developed. We have a lot of fragments from our childhood. The man, especially because our parents were growing us in their cultural thing. They are in yes, but what I want to say that most of us, men's especially, everyone. It's quite difficult for me to
No, yeah, don't worry. Just talk about it anyway, and I guess they will pick. So you are talking in terms of your own professionally, yes, in terms of your own practice. So put it that way.
yes, yes. What I do in practice, I recognizing the fragments from the childhood.
Okay.
Yes, these fragments, it's emotional fragments, what is freezed in our childhood. And when we recognize the pattern of this fragment, we can help person to find where this emotional reaction is automatic. And when we deal with automatic reaction, emotion, yes, we have no choice to do this differently. If somebody like trigger said something to us and our emotions arise, but this is arise is like automatic. And my work, what I'm doing, I'm going to the roots when this emotion was formed first time. And when we understand this root, when we say that yes, I recognize this emotion was first time, we dealing about the needs were not met at that time when this emotion was frozen. And the work is with this frozen emotion from the childhood to bring this to aware for this time today. As we adults, we see our emotions from our childhood like a fragment which was not completed. Yes, it was frozen.
Yeah.
And we are expressing like every time we are not, we can manage this because this automatic reaction as a child. Yes, child emotion. But when we meet this emotion, we meet this root, we meet this memory with this emotion, and we go through this process. What I do during my practice, it usually takes 8 up to 11 steps. What we do with this, and this proceed emotion, now it stops to be automatic. And when we feel this emotion, like yes, it's trigger, I'm reacting, and then I say, okay, I remember you. I know you're trying to protect me, and you start to speak with your emotions. It's not like, yes, I need to control my emotions. You don't need to control emotion then when you already recognize this emotion. You know, it's
Yeah. So just to incorporate what you're saying there. So it's about when we're talking about emotional intelligence, what we are actually saying is the first thing is one, recognize your emotions. So if and that start you this is something that we have to start from the beginning, because Jura is a professional in this field. She helps people to regulate their emotions. So she's talking us through the process. So the first thing is about awareness. You recognize that emotion within you. So if you recognize it, so when you see the emotions, you just like, okay, that's it. So let's say, for example, you get angry, and the moment you feel the anger, you just like, okay, yeah, now I recognize I'm feeling angry. I have to manage this emotion. Thank you, Jura. I just want to welcome Ken. We're going to come back to you. Just stay there
Hello.
there, and we're going to come back to you. But just to welcome Ken, Ken McClue, how are you?
Sorry I'm late.
Can you hear me, Ken?
I'm okay. Sorry I'm late
No,
to
that's
joining you.
okay. Yeah, that's okay. Just introduce yourself, and just let's go straight into the conversation. And the first question to you is that what is your understanding of emotional
Okay. Can you hear
intelligence?
me
Yeah.
okay?
Yes, we can hear you clearly. We can hear you clearly, Ken.
Can you okay. Okay, Ken McHugh is my name. I apologize for being arriving late. Um yeah, okay. I'm a cultural planner and I work with an organization called In Ireland. We we advocate diaspora. I'm very familiar with issues around physical and mental health. I was the manager of the football team that had George and Kencho. He was getting a lot of racist abuse, and when the time came for the coroner wouldn't allow me give evidence because she was only interested in hearing the effects of the not the cause. You maybe speak about this and to listen to what you have to say. Thanks very much for your invitation.
Yeah, thank you very much. So first, let's go straight into the conversation. Tell us, what is your understanding of emotional intelligence? Oh, Brother Victor, there's somebody there. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Did you get all that? Yeah.
Yeah, we got all that. So go ahead. I'm just saying hello to the people that are joining us on LinkedIn. Just saying hello to him. So one of our men joined us on LinkedIn, Brother Victor Oduko. So yeah, go ahead now.
Susan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So
there's something wrong with the thing, because mine keeps cutting off and we cannot hear Ken speaking. So that might be some issue there.
No, anyway, it's technical issue. So you can go ahead and speak because we can't hear him for now. And when he's ready, he comes back. So you can go ahead and.
All right. Good afternoon, all. Thank you for coming in. I'm sorry for my delay too, because I'm with my carer. And thank you, Ken. Ken is also one of the founder members of the Immigrants. And I'm the chair of it, and also a few other organizations. And I'm from Malaysia originally, so I've been here for 40 years. Now, the thing is, talking about mental health, emotional intelligence, I think after listening to the previous speakers, I think we just have to get in touch our inner self before we can embark on anything else, because we have to make friends with ourselves. We got to understand ourselves first, because we can understand others. Some of us are able to do that too, but nevertheless, I think we have to identify and understand the problems that we face in life regarding emotional intelligence. Because emotional intelligence also covers loads of different aspects in life regarding what you call skill sets, your workplace, personal, relationships with your family, your children, your community, your partner. So we have to identify the situation itself, where we are getting these problems from. And one of the main issues with men is that they put everything under the carpet. That one of the key issues is prostate cancer or depression, people being suicidal. They don't open up to other people, because there's this thing about men being the hunter, men being the macho, and he's a provider. So we have to understand this day and age that there are many women out there in the field who have got higher jobs, who are doing better than men. So I think there's also an ego problem here. This is only my personal views. Okay, I'm not. I don't have any doctorates for anything like that. Now the key issue is we have to have empathy. We have to be able to identify things at certain times in life that are critical and crucial, and so that we collaborate and cooperate with other people without any conflicts. And this is one of the standard problems that we all face ourselves, men amongst themselves or men with women. But the emotional intelligence, or we can call it, EI or whatever you want, like artificial intelligence, it's got to work. What you put in is what you get out of it. So we have to be able to, with our own relationships and our skill sets, because it also affects our self-esteem as well. So I think that when we embark on something like this, it's one man's food is another man's poison. So how do we deal with the situation? How we have to be understanding before we can understand other people. We have to help ourselves before we can help others. So especially many things start happening in the workplace relationships, and you have a family at home. So that is a disaster too. How do you deal with the situation? That's also with a hierarchy at work. Could be younger people, newer people, and you are there for 30 years. Somebody new comes in and shows authority. So all these things affect the mindset. And I know through experience, I've experienced that myself, because I was a young fella, and when I was doing my accounting training, suddenly I became on top, and I had about 20 people older than me, 3 times my age, sometimes nearly 60, and I'm telling them what to do. So there was a revolution. Seriously, that affected me. I was going bonkers. How do I deal with the situation? So had to go back to one by one, talk to everybody where I'm coming from. I'm not taking anybody's jobs. And then all because my supervisor was taken ill. And so they put me in because I was only there for 2 or 3 months. It is not fair to other people. But what I managed to do with my own experience is, how do we deal with it? I'm up to my neck with problems. So I have to be able to understand myself. How am I going to be a superior? Because the first job in my life as a student, after college, was as an assistant accountant. So I already dealt with people not under me or below me, but working with me. So this became a crisis situation for me. I nearly quit the job. I was going through mental trauma, new in the UK, and how do I deal with the situation? Eventually, I said, you have to talk. You got to let them understand where you are coming from, where we are coming from. I had to talk to them individually. Eventually, I had to earn my respect. I couldn't show any power or authority. So this is where we talk about working with others. I've had few hundred people I've dealt with already in my life. But the main thing is, how do I let them understand that they have to have empathy? So that it becomes skill sets in life for our own mental health, for our own well-being. So I don't want to go on too long about it, but the thing is, we have to regulate ourselves. I feel we have to realize that who we are, what we are, and for emotional intelligence to be shared with the community, workplace, your friends, your family, especially your family and your children. How do you divide your attention time? Because a few seconds, oh, I'm busy, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. So we realize that we are affecting especially our children. I got no children, so I got no wife, so I don't have that problem. But many of my friends have that issue, because there are always some problems. You got to go out to earn more money. Your children are going to school or college. How do we provide for them? So the man is out there working more, and then the wife can say, you're not spending enough time with me, or you must be having an affair, all over nothing. So emotional intelligence is because it's simple, but not easy. It's our emotions, the trigger points in ourselves, what triggers off, and we start, like violating somebody and all these things. So we have to understand that thing. Just 1 minute, please. I see 6:30 in the evening. Yeah, I see 6:30. Thanks a lot. Sorry about all this. You know where the door is. Okay, thanks. Sorry about that. Saying goodbye to my Kara. So now the thing is, we have to understand the problems that we face, the situations we are in, and then our mental health. How are we going? We have to decode ourselves, like, breaking down the DNA and then saying, all right, this is where the problem lies. This is what happens in science today, like people with cancer or this or that. I have a lot of issues. So they got to identify the root of the problem. And that is where it's missing. I once deliberately went to see a psychologist because they felt I needed.
Logan, thank you.
Can I just 1 minute, please?
Hold on. No.
No, don't do that. I just want to finish. Give me a minute to finish off, please. Okay.
Yeah. That's
all right. I think with due respect, we cannot just cut somebody else off. I'm sorry I was late. I was speaking a lot earlier on, but it was not recorded. So I'm back in again. My train of thought is already gone. What I said earlier on, I've forgotten practically. So what I was going to say is, when you go and see a psychologist, who is helping who? The psychologist is learning from you so that they can use the information from you, your emotional intelligence, to pass it on to assess the situation, review it, and then they test it. So sometimes a psychologist may not even help you at all. The psychologist will have to see a psychiatrist after seeing me. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm not stopping you there. I just wanted to throw some questions to you. Ken, are you still able to talk? Are you still with us, Ken? Ken?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still with us. Yeah. I wanted to just bring you into the conversation
Yeah.
and go ahead.
Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you.
We can hear you now, Ken.
That is technology for you anyway. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring everybody back in. And then I'm going to throw this question on the floor, just to throw some questions, and anybody can pick up and just talk about it. So I'm going to mention some practical tools for emotional intelligence. So what are these practical tools? One, based, and some of this came up when Logan was talking. So daily habits for emotional awareness. Jura talked about that, and she's going to tell us more about how we can, if you want to, elder men, if there's anybody interested in going through that process with her. How do we manage stress? Stress management techniques, communication strategy. One of those things is what Logan was talking about there. How you communicate at home with your kids, with your wife, if you're married, if you're not, your friends, communication. And then how to build empathy intentionally as men. That is, when I defined emotional intelligence, we talked about that's part of what the definition was. And then encouragement to continue growth. That is, after going through all this, how to encourage yourself to be able to continue growth. So these are I want us to, anybody can talk on any of them, but before you talk up on it again, I'm just going to define again what emotional intelligence means, so that we can pick on that definition for that, for when you're talking. So remember, we said men with high emotional intelligence possesses the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and constructively express their own emotions. So first, they recognize it, they understand their emotions, they can manage it during conflicts. They know how to manage their own emotions during conflicts. They are constructively can express it constructively, their own emotions, as well as empathize with the feelings of others. So from that, who wants to take the floor? Should we go back to Jura, or do we go back to Wabo? Who wants to take the floor?
It's okay. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
What I want to say at this point, really, it's all questions. You said yes. All questions are important. Just I'm not picking one of them. I'm trying maybe just collect.
Just to speak collectively in general. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Again, what I want to say, the two people. Yes, when the people two communicate with each other, there is not two people. There are four people who are communicating. Is one I, me, like a person, and my fragments, which is coming automatically. As how this works, when we react, when we erase what I said before, our emotions. It's not so easy to say, okay, now I'm just cutting because I feel my emotions arise. I need to cut this because I understand that emotion can drive, like in conflict, like in emotional of other people. This is very correctly, but naturally, always came back to the one point which is most important, is about safety, what sensation. What emotions are, it's most of time we see the reaction of, again, a childhood, some like triggers what reminds us that in that conversation, when our emotions arise and we can understand them, why it's come, like what I said, automatically, it's mean the fragmentations from our childhood is taking over. So, of course, when we are moving this way, I very agree with Logan.
Logan.
Yes, who said that all us influence our family, how we wrote our work, pressure from outside. You should be like this, then that's something you can understand, but to live with this without pressure, you to manage emotions without
We
understanding.
are not hearing.
No, can't hear either. Is broken.
Oh, I'm able to hear her. Okay.
Sorry?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so again, when we train people to manage emotions, it's not all about what you say that, yes, in this surrounding, you should act like this. If we try to be better, I know there's lots of different techniques how to manage, how to not express emotions when, in couple problems, and I try lots of methods by myself. I'm quite a long living woman. So, with 5 children, I have 5 children, and I did my clinical work about 25 years, and really what I did, I always experience myself which method works the best, what the better. And I did this practice, I did cognitive therapy practice, but the best thing what I found, it was psychodynamic.
Sorry, Susu, I can't hear.
Okay. Am I the only one hearing? So what she's talking about is she's talking
I
about the
can't
different
hear
type of.
what's going on.
Oh, okay. We can hear you, Brother Victor. We can hear you. So we
May
are
I
moving.
remind everybody that we have a time constraint.
Yes. So we spent 43 minutes now, but I can hear you. Yeah. No. Go ahead. Sorry, Jura. So what she was talking about is that she was talking about the type of method she used, and she's talking about cognitive. Is it a psycho something
Yes.
method? Yeah. I'm right there. Okay. Go ahead, Jura. I can
Yes.
hear. I think.
Yes, what I'm saying, there is different types to work with, to grow this emotional intelligence. But what I notice, and really I want to focus on from my practice, that it's very important to go and find these real roots. So when you find these real roots, this emotional expression which is not controlled, it becomes controlled by natural.
Yeah.
It's so good impact into life when you stop to react like from triggers, like it's explosion, and you just not reacting, but that comes naturally, not because you are suppressing emotions, like you should act like this. So that's I think is very important to understand any person, any man, why like this. And yes, and I agree that ego is not bad thing. Ego is something who protects person from his all these fragmentations who form this ego, and the ego which drives emotions like into fight mode. But again, why this ego was formed? Because a lot of expectations to the person, the child, was given on him. So that's
Yeah.
why complexity and difficult to explain in, yes, you should feel like this, you should
Yeah.
do. Yes, it's
Yeah.
very, very
I think just for me to summarize the takeaway from what you are saying is to say that what you are saying is that it is not always about controlling the emotions. What it should be is about digging into the root of why those emotions are taking place, and that we should go down to the root and resolve it. Resolve it from the root rather than just tackling it from the what you see, but go down to the root. Why does this emotion even happen? Why is this person angry? Why do they have anger issue? Why is it that they can't control or manage their emotion when it is meant to be managed? So if I'm right, I guess that's what you're trying to, that's the takeaway from that. Okay. Is there anybody that wants to say something before we continue with because Jura, she's talking from a professional practice. She practices professionally and she works with people to manage their emotions intelligently. So intelligently is to be able to, like we said, a man that understands, that is aware, that recognizes their emotions and has the ability to empathize and to manage that emotions. So is there anybody that wants to say something in that
Yes.
section? Why?
Yes, Susan.
Yes.
Can I have Wabo before Logan? And because Logan is still going to be doing the closing remarks anyway. So go ahead.
Okay. Um, Thank you so much. I like, and I took this from Logan when he was like, we need to recognize our emotions and understand ourselves before we can understand other people around us. Talking from my personal experience, I used to be that person who was triggered by everything until I came down and learn about mental paradigms, things that have happened to me as I was kids, things that is always making me to think of those old pains, those back pains, those back hatred, those back whatever people say to me. So ever since I learned this mental paradigm thing, so now I'm no longer triggered by anything. So I agree with everyone who says we need to deal with the root cause of this thing that triggers our emotion. So if we can deal with that, everything will be perfect. Thanks.
Thank you. But that's the first time I'm hearing about mental paradise. What does that mean? Can you explain to us what that means?
Okay, mental paradigms are thoughts that are built in our mind. They are pains that are in our mind that we experience years ago when we were kids. Like they always say, if you want to raise a good children, raise them well because they will learn from their raising. If I always insult my kids and tell them that you look like your father, you whatever, I'm building their mind that will affect them tomorrow as they will be someone's wife, someone's husband, someone's father. So
Okay, so
when we raise them well,
that becomes a
yes,
mental paradise. Okay, good.
yes, is the learning that we learn from our society, from our culture, from other people that we lived with before.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you very
it will be built like a thinking pattern. Whenever you think of bad things, that I'm a failure, I'm a failure. I was told that I'm a stupid child. Those things, those phrases, when they come, they build your paradigms. Like,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
thank you so much. Thank you. Go ahead, Logan.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the psychologists and this and that when I had to stop talking. My train of thoughts has been distorted. One of the things about what our friend just mentioned is not paradise, but the paradigm. I mentioned earlier on about things how practically in our DNA. Why do certain people are always aggressive? Because it's their upbringing, their background, where they live, the community structure, the class structure, the caste structure. All these come in, and in many countries, and even in Ireland, it was a big deal. Those days, 40, 50 years ago, before some of you were not even born then, because historically, there were a lot of problems with the country. It's only now we are coming out of it, and then now every so often a huge big can of worms are opened up because of women and children thing, the disasters that we carrying on in this country. Suppose we were a European country, westernized country, but we were still a banana republic. So this is where that we have to understand with the influx of immigrants today. How many different countries people are coming from? Over 100 different countries, and they're the main the strata of immigrants in these countries, at least 10, you can say African, Asian, the Chinese or European and East European. You can break it down like that. But how do we integrate? We have to, what do they call up integration? Integration is still a big issue today, even though we don't think of it anymore. 20 years ago, integration, because of the influx of immigrants. With them, they all brought different types of baggages. People from Africa were different. The Asian communities were different. The Eastern European communities were different. Forget about all the others. So now this is where we have to form the stratification. And how do we rejuvenate our mindset? How do we, change things? And this is where the problem lies today. When our colleague mentioned about the ego thing, which I mentioned earlier on, that many people are misogynistic today. The rulers, the people who are ruling this world today, is technically dictators, aristocrats. So where do we start having democracy at home? We learn about racism at home. We learn about culture, economics, everything is at home. They say class is in the breeding. Like a horse, a well-bred horse will win the race. Otherwise, they just send it to the abattoir. So, but we don't do that. We have so many issues we deal with from home. When you go to school, there are 40 other kids amongst maybe 30 kids in your classroom. They all have different mindsets. Like our friend talked about bullying. How do we deal with bullying? One of the biggest things that gets people to, I mentioned a few times about suicide. People become suicidal, young children. So emotional intelligence, we have to now focus on the next generation. 20 years ago, there's already another new generation of Africans and Asians and Europeans and Latinos in this country. How are we going to deal with that problem? We still have major critical issues. We talk about people not reporting to the Garda. Why? There's a hierarchy because some people come from different countries where they fear the Garda, they fear the soldiers, they fear the neighbors, they fear somebody with a big car, and they have to kowtow to people. So what is emotional intelligence now when we are facing the harsh realities of life? When you leave home, you're out there on your own. Anything can happen. I know people who've been bullied. My own brother was bullied in school. Nobody knew. See, we're all a very close-knit family, but somebody is out. So the telltale signs, the person's emotional intelligence go down. They just follow around, mope around. They become lazy. They become, they shelter themselves in their own little cocoon. So what is emotional intelligence at the end of the day? One man's food is another man's poison. What are the trigger points I mentioned earlier on? Like, we have to make friends with ourselves, which we fail to understand, which we fail to do. God loves those who, God helps those who help themselves. So the realization, when are we going to realize that these are major critical issues? Thank you for choosing that emotional intelligence. Such a, is a very, very critical topic. And people, I have the intelligence to cope. Yet, many people come away from it and they start taking drugs. Why do they start taking drugs? I'm talking about people who deal with it as what do you call, there's a word, not, it's like a friendship thing. We all start on drugs, start on drinking. And then
Peer
the number of...
Is it peer group? Do you mean peer groups?
what do you call, they call them these drugs. Many people, who can afford it. It's called a, what drug is it? It's like we're going to nightclubs to have it and all that. I know people are doing it in my nightclub too, and there's a word for it anyway. Nevertheless,
I think Jura wanted us to give us the word. What word is that?
It's psychedelics. Psychedelic.
no,
Psychedelic.
not psychedelic. There's no. There is a word. It's like, okay, we all. It's like a friendship drug. It's entertainment. When people are entertaining themselves, there's a word for it anyway. It slipped my mind. But
Logan, I'm
yeah,
going to quickly bring in Dr. Victor Oduko because
yeah.
it's been going in
Carry
and
on,
out.
carry on.
Let's get
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
get
No
our
problem.
guests
No
together.
problem. Carry
So
on.
go ahead, tell us what you think about this emotional intelligence, Dr. Victor.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good
Thank you
afternoon.
for all the contributors. I've really gained a lot, Knowledge is very versatile, and if we bring ourselves, what you know, I bring it, and what I know, I bring it, and that is what make a book. Thank you, Dr. Logan, and our sister. I can't remember the name again. You've done so well.
Wabo and Jura. Wabo
God
and Jura.
God bless you so much. Anyway, I'm going to come in a subtle way of I'm not a religious man, but I'm a Christian, and I want to come in the way God has made man and what he is to be. As God made man, He made animals too. I will tell you something. Emotion is actually what man is built with. We are born with emotion. By the time a baby is born, what did he do? He cry. That's the first emotion that he gets. When he comes, he say, oh, I'm in this world. Oh, what am I feeling in this world? That is one thing. So emotion is actually needed in every human being, but it depends on how individual takes that emotion, the capability to take that emotion. It could be in positive way and it could be in negative way. In the actual fact, the negative emotion can prompt you to build yourself into positive aspect of life. There's a certain things that people, if you are not pinched, or some children of now, during my, I'm 60 something now, during my own time in the village where I come from Nigeria, our parents, they will force you to do things because they want a good life in you. That's kind of emotional intelligence. You might not need it in this kind of area in this country because nobody wants to be forced. But force sometimes is needed because some people are weak to take chance of what they have ahead. That's another area I'm bringing about emotional intelligence. But I will tell you some things. When the feeling of emotion is cognitive, that is the brain wise. And actually, I was actually uh, 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 doing some kind of ecclesiastes, like a word of wisdom today. I was writing about a mental health. Think your thinking house. That's what I just wrote before we come. Actually normal, almost forgetting that I need to join you, but I was writing something. Then I come into it. See, the cognitive aspect is that thinking. Okay, oh, you hear a sound. How did this sound in your brain? Okay, there's something because your brain can think it. It's an emotion. Does it that gunk? If it is cram, just little one, you say, oh, it's not too much. But if you are continuously, it disturb the brain. It will disturb the brain. Like in the church, they use bell to sing, to dance. But whereby they are doing it in such a way that is going to disturb your brain, then you say, oh, this is terrible. It can bring you into confusion. So we need emotional intelligence is very versatile. Whether from home, which I'm bringing from a baby where you are born, before you now beginning to go into teenage, from your small age to the teenage, the emotional sequences is different. By the time you go into adult, what are the emotional sequences? By the time you are not going to the college, what are the things you are going to face there? Like our logo has said, emotional things with the family, from brother to sister, from husband to wife. The assault there, assault start from the family, from the house. The insult start from there. There are also emotional consequences about how a husband will react with the wife. Communications, especially. Do you communicate wrongly? Do you communicate rightly? Positive communication and negative communication that brings some kind of absurd things to happen. It starts from family. When you get from family, the children take it, they take it to the school. And from there now, there will be some kind of aggression from the children in the school that, oh, we came back home, hey, this one did this to me, this one did that to me. Somebody learn it. It's a learning process from the home. And when you get to school, you get to the community. We go to the market square, we start seeing that. On the road, on the vehicle, yes, I'm driving. In Nigeria, you'll be hearing hum, 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 pum, 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 pum. That's emotional trauma. We don't do that here, but there are some kind of driving whereby somebody needs to wait for you to just drive into the roundabout, but no waiting, and it causes accidents. And even in the car, there are a lot of emotional disturbances. Maybe somebody just call you, your wife, or your. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I have a lot to say, but a lot of things, but I'm just bringing it into the day-to-day life, how it operates. Thank you. We can still talk more. Thank you.
Yeah. I think it's because we're trying to manage the time.
That is good. That is good. I didn't come in time. I've almost
No,
forgotten,
it's
like
really,
a logo.
I'm really enjoying it. I was just, and I'm sure everybody is feeling the same way, because it's like everybody had something different to
Yeah.
bring into the table. So before we go, I want each of us to just say one specific thing you want people to take away. There's a time you are using there, Dr. Victor. I
Okay.
wish you can repeat it later. One
Okay.
thing that Logan said was about it should start with us. I think I'm right, Wabo, because you brought that up again. There was one thing Logan said. It's about we should first start with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jura also, because she's talking in terms of professional, how you tackle your emotion intelligence as a man, where we start and we go back into the roots. And then Wabo, you talk about this mental, you have to pronounce it again, and you need to type it for me. I think Logan pronounced it well.
Let me type it for
Yeah,
you.
please type it for me. So I want everybody to just say one thing before we round up today. This is interesting, and it's because we say we don't want to go too much more than an hour. But Logan is a chairperson for this men's forum. So if he thinks we should spend another 10-15 minutes, I'm happy to continue with the next. Okay, mental paradigm. Yes. So and I was,
Paradigm.
yeah, paradigm. So I was the one that is so strict about time. No, we have to keep to time. It must be 1 hour. So anyway, I'm going to give everybody just 1 minute, to just say something, so that
Sorry. Can I advocate to finish 1:30? Just
okay,
within
that's
now
okay.
and 15
That's
minutes.
okay.
If Chief Logan, I've given him a chieftaincy title now. If Chief
No,
Logan will agree.
no, I don't mind, because I missed.
Okay.
I think if everybody wants to stay until 1:30, we can,
Yeah,
and
that's
Yes,
okay.
that's not a
So,
major issue.
okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to give you an opportunity, starting with you, Dr. Victor. Just round up that your conversation within a minute, and then everybody should take 1 minute as well,
Okay.
and then hopefully by then we should have our 1:30. Hopefully it will be because looking at the live stream, we've spent an hour already. So, but we not that we can stay more. So go ahead and finish up.
Okay, thank you so much. My time starts now. Thank you, Susanna. You are a woman talking on behalf of man. God bless you. Like we said, and another woman have said it, emotional circumstances start from you. Yes. And you must Understand yourself. Understand your behavioral system. Understand how you can manage your lifestyle. Understand how you can manage your mental state. Because the mental state and emotional, they work in together. Understand that there is somebody there you can affect with your own behavior. So you must cut low your own behavior and say, no, I'm not going to do like this. No, I'm not going to act like this. No, I'm not going to injure somebody because of my speech or my communication or my behavior. Whether at work, whether in the government, whether in the politics, whether in the church, whether in the environment marketplace. That is what we need. The IQ. All of us have IQ, but that IQ, you can actually improve it. Somebody, they can say your IQ is 10, you can increase it. It depends on how active you are, how proactive you can be. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So anybody can go.
No, pick
So
everybody who's here. How many are left?
okay.
4?
So so should we go with Jura? Do you want to talk? Go ahead.
Yes, I completely agree what was said before. So yes, we should start from ourselves. It's the first. And it was mentioned about DNR. Yes, DNR is DNR, but emotional memory is a transgenetical thing, which is goes from our generations to us. We are this person, everyone, me, you, who can stop this emotional transfer, which makes people like our children to carry what we not lived completely. Like if our emotion was suppressed, emotion is like a music plate. And if in some period in our life, child life, our grandparents' life was stopped, like emotion was not expressed, was compressed, like stopped. It's like the music plate, which is not finished. He's book, book. She's always repeating the same. And if we're not aware of this emotion was carrying through our life, our parents' life, our grandparents' life, it's I agree completely. We need to stop and to be aware from where this emotion comes. And then we can change from ourselves. Yes, when we change ourselves, if we see somebody who is like annoying us, who makes our reactions like so big, first thing is not to look at that person. We need to look at ourselves, because these persons are direct reflections of who we are, what emotions we're dealing with. And when we stop it, like to pass to our children and to pass to someone, we will change complete environment and our community and our children, how they will grow. So if we very emotional of something and we can't stop, and we see everybody so a lot of people who is doing wrong things, it's not, it's us. We need to start from us. And once we do this, we will stop this like not complete emotional expression, and that will not be any more automatic. Then we can make a choice, then we make our life more comfortable, then we make surrounding of our children, how we grow them, and a lot of things is changing just naturally, not without like you should do this, you should do this. So that's my point, and I agree with everyone who what was said so in this conversation.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Okay, next. Mrs. Paradigm. Go on, it's your turn.
I like that.
No,
I wish we
sorry,
could spend the
she's
whole day
taking
here.
notes. I like people that does that. She's taking note of everything.
I wish we could spend the whole day here. You know, my cup is running over. My cup is running over. I've learned a lot. And what my sister says, our emotions is like music. I remember when I was young, that music was stopped. But now I'm coming out strong. I'm coming out strong, and I will be a good mother to my kids. I will train them in the good way so that tomorrow they become better people. Thank you so much.
Lovely, lovely.
Oh,
Thank you.
that is lovely.
Anybody
Okay,
else? I thought, is
Morgan.
there somebody else there, Susan?
No, you go ahead.
Okay, we have what? Technically, we have 7 minutes left.
Okay.
Thank you. I mean, this is, I mean, now that you can all refresh yourselves and reflect on it when you go on and, sign into the YouTube, where you'll be able to come back to this and, recollect and recount things that has happened in life that we tend to ignore. There's always something in the background psychologically that is back there, and something will trigger it off. And then we become a changed person.
That's right.
However calm you are, however gentle you are, suddenly you just can't take it anymore because you see something on the television or you see an accident, brings back your past memories, or how you lost somebody dear to you. And I think this happens. I like to watch, especially about nature. About nature, that doesn't mean, our environment, geographically and historically, and also the animal and plant world. How in their genes, in their DNA, that how they communicate with each other, the trees, and the roots have to keep traveling further and further, trying to get nourishment and water, and then how they're actually communicating, because scientists have already gone into that now. And many people told me that what am I talking about? I'm on drugs or something. So these are the people who do not watch nature, about geography, about history. All they want is they want the plate of food on the table, and that's it. And then watch television and tell the wife to do all the work. So there is this with ego. Let's remember not to bring arrogance in.
That's right.
You bring arrogance in, that's a formula for a disaster. You can be the top professional in this world, doctor, lawyer, engineer, doesn't matter who you are, what you are. If a car mechanic is a low down job, wait till your car breaks down. That's the thing. And to learn, we have to learn it as we go along day by day. Now, the thing is, the mirror effect. People ask you to look at yourself in the mirror. What do you see? You always see yourself, oh, I'm great at this and no. But the inner side, the inner circle of your body, how your blood is running around, this, that. But the thing is, why do they say the heart? You see, so we say heart, mind, body, and soul. If once you can get all those in line, in tune, you'll be able to better understand yourself. You have to be able to know your friend, the best friend you have is yourself. Whether you do the right thing, wrong thing, bad thing, unfair thing or unjust things, it is all within you. You are a master of your own architect, or you are the master of your own downfall. We tend to blame others. We think that other people don't have that intelligence, to the capability, like what you said about what you call, yes. So you mentioned about, the doctor, you mentioned about versatile knowledge. Am I right? You say that?
Sir.
Yeah. So the thing is, everything is versatile. Everything is in a movement. Okay. Something that's impossible, when we use the word impossible now, it's actually technically it is possible. They've gone to the moon and back. So the thing is, what we have to be, there's this thing about willingness. You have to be willing to change. You must be willing to adapt, to adopt. If you do not do that, we are in a different country altogether. I'm glad I grew up in Malaysia with different people from all over the world, and I had that privilege. So I have a better
Oh.
understanding, thank God, and
Oh.
the academically and how we are brought up, because it was a rat race. If you do not have that qualification, you'll be down there somewhere doing manual work. So this is the thing that was entrenched in our families, our DNA. But I wasn't born during the Second World War. So, but the thing is, we have so many wars going on today, from Ukraine to Africa, every continent. There are wars going on practically every day. So, how do we adjust to that? We are talking to Ukrainians, we are talking to Africans, Nigerians, South Africans, so Somalians. So, how do we deal with them about their mindset? Different religions in the Middle East. How are we? How are we better at understanding where they come from, and how are they going to be able to understand us, that we are also human beings on the same level, except for the religious attire, religious prayers? But at the end of the day, we are still human beings. Blood runs through us. Just because you're upper class doesn't mean that your blood is blue. So this is the thing. With all the things going on today, we get a shock about Prince Andrew. No more Prince. Sorry, Mountbatten, Trump. They're all doing things that is so sick, but it has been accepted. Yesterday, we heard about the father, the man who abused 5 of his own children, and now he's going to jail for 20 years. And yet there's a guy who can do something nasty, dangerous, kill somebody, he gets 5 years. You see, so where is the balance? We have to have balance inside ourselves. So if we do not understand that balance, that strength that we have to overcome issues, how are we going to make laws? How are we going to elect people to be there? We always elect the same people and we always complain about them. Then why the hell are we electing them? How are they being nominated today? So these are the little things. If you're there too long, before there was a time in Ireland, I'm telling you, it's a fact. I tell many people this. They like it or not, they can lump it. We used to have too many old people in the Dáil. Who didn't want to go? Who wanted to stay there? Now, then we had a group of young people, and the young people who were coming in, they don't want to leave either. Now they've learned a lot more, they're stuck. So where is the balance? We need leaders who are experienced, who are articulate, who can weather the forces, but at the same time have that mindset, a change of mindset that is like you adopt and adapt. That's good for all. I know nothing is equal. We fight over equality. I was there at the conference already about racism, equality, and all that. But then we come back the next day again. Next year we come back and talk the same thing again. Where are we now? What has happened? How far have we moved? Has the whole society moved, or is only the leaders of our societies or ethnic minority groups have moved? Is there space? Is there too much of a big gap between the haves and the have-nots? You bow down to people who drive a Mercedes. You follow their car, thinking they're heroes, yet they're not. They're making you, they're control freaks. They are indoctrinating you. So how do we deal with our own children, our family members? How are we going to go up there? I can go up there and make a lot of noise in a Hyde Park corner or at a conference, blah, 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 blah. We have to do this. We have to fight for our rights. And then you come home and the wife is there at the door and she's got a rolling pin in her hand. She said, "You are late." And the guy says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Please, please, please. I'm sorry." Yet he's out there fighting for everybody's rights. But back home, he's become a oppressed, suppressed person. Now, how is he going to deal with emotional intelligence? Unless the person can break it. Yes, when I'm out there, I'm doing this. When I'm out at home, all right, I'll succumb to everything and I'll just be a quiet little rabbit. You see, if you're strong enough to do that, fair enough. But not everybody can do that. So how are we? We are all leaders. We often say, "Oh, they are the future leaders." I said, no, they're not future leaders. They are present leaders. Our children are present leaders at the moment. How are they going to integrate? Because this integration thing, far-right racism, is entrenched in many people. Many people I know, even foreign people, are sick and tired of this already. We are having too many people. Who's going to get the job now? My children have no jobs. So do we give somebody else coming into the country homes, accommodation, this and that? That's it's still going on in people's minds today. You know that. I was only talking about this last Wednesday. To people who are still feeling now, they are feeling oppressed. So where is their mental balance? So, which direction is your mental, your emotional intelligence go? Are you going to be feeling emotionally upset? What's going to happen to all these new immigrants coming in? Or are you going to say, I have my own children, they got no jobs, I'm only renting, and I'm homeless? So, where do we start? How do we start? So, this emotional intelligence covers our whole life every day in, day out, from a baby to everybody. A child will recognize it makes more noise to create attention. 5 months old, it knows already. I can command attention now. Mommy doesn't come to you, I'm going to scream and wail that everybody's getting fed up. Then everybody's there, Mommy, the baby is crying, go look after it. So the burden is on the woman of the house again. So how do we separate all this? We have to work together as a team. But when we go home, we talk about all this. When we go home, back to the old habits. Man is the master. Okay? Wife, where's my food? I'm not ready. I just finished a conference for 2 hours. I am tired. Where's my food? I need some coffee now, please. I'm looking after the kids. You should be able to handle them. You must be able to control, have power over them. No, you are the man of the house. You do it. So, where is the emotional balance? This is how fights start. Very simple things. Simplicity in itself. Anything that's simple is not necessarily easy, or vice versa. So how do we deal today when we all go back home? Okay, I'm a bachelor. I've got a conference to go. I've got to go to a mental psychiatric event. All right. So fine. But I can do what I want at any time, except when my carers come in. That time, they are there for a particular reason, for my health and safety. So how do we deal? It's also to deal with time management. Emotional intelligence has also got to how do we manage our emotions? When are we going to have a cutoff period? When are we going to put the headphones on, listen to the music, and nobody's going to cut it off? Am I right?
Yes.
Wait until the song finishes. It's already 1:34, so I'm going to stop there.
So I'm going to cut you short.
No, it's okay. You're right. I'm just looking at the time, because like our friend said, this is a very, very wide topic.
Yeah.
Very wide. And you have
Yeah.
already said loads. The summary you gave, I'm telling you, is crucial for men living. I'm telling you. Only if our government, our leaders, our family, every one of us can listen to this, it can change the whole world. Now they are not using that. They are using artificial intelligence to change the world.
So I really have to say, and I'm sure later on when myself and Logan is talking, this is really interesting because
Very.
so this initiative, men initiative, we started this 2016. And for a while now we've been very quiet, we've not been doing anything, and so this year I'm like, okay, let's pick this up again, let's just keep going. And then we have our monthly, we do this every month. So every month we have different topics that we're going to be talking about. So you're all welcome again to join us next month. We've not fixed a date yet, but I think the moment we fix a date, I will pass it around to everyone, and then I will tell you what the topic is for next month, so that you can prepare. We have questions, and we're all prepared, and then we come in and we talk. We had a speaker today, Ken. Ken has left us, I think technical reasons, but there's something I want to say before we go. I was actually reading this is a newspaper in London, Mirror newspaper, and I'll just read out what is there. So there's a CCTV that released a man that was sexually assault a woman on a major UK airport train. Inside the train at the airport.
Can you hear him, doctor? Can you hear her?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
We don't hear.
Okay, you can't hear me. Okay.
I can hear her anyway.
I can hear. Yeah.
You can't hear because you mute yourself. So now I've unmute you.
Okay.
Yes, you
Maybe
mute
we are
yourself. Okay. So anyway, so what I'm saying is, so I was reading that and I was like, this is what we are talking about when we talk about emotional intelligence. And when we talk about background, that go back to the root. What could be the root cause for this man to do this such an atrocity on a public train in a big city. And then going back to what Logan said when he was doing the summary, let us just look at our leaders today.
I can't hear
Look at the
now.
leaders we
Maybe
have
you have
today.
or mute yourself. Maybe you
Myself.
have mute yourself.
No, I'm not mute.
Something has touched Sisu.
Okay, I'm not mute anyway. I can see that I'm not mute.
Sisu, something has touched by your side.
No.
It's, sorry, I can hear you.
Now.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you can hear me. Yeah, that's
hear.
fine. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so
No,
what could have made this man to become this kind of a person that ends up doing this in a public train? Let's go back to what Logan was saying about our leaders today that we put in power. We can see what they are doing. Look at those. These are leaders. These are men that are leaders, fathers, uncles, and they are in good positions. See what they've done globally. See the kind of atrocity that they've committed globally. And, imagine what they've done. So anyway, as we round up this evening, this morning, I just want to say thank you to all of you that has joined us in this conversation. We're going to have another conversation next month, and I can quickly tell you what the topic is going to be. Let me quickly look at our program structures for next month. We can hear you, Brother Victor. We can hear what you're saying there.
I hear something. I hear something.
Okay.
He's so distorted. He's grumbling now.
So next month we are going to talk about leadership and influence. And I think this will give us an opportunity to really talk about what is happening in our community. All the leaders, we see what our leaders, the so-called men, see what they are doing and how they. Okay, no voice, any problem? Okay, I think it's not just Brother Victor. I don't know why. Jura, you should.
Sorry, I can't hear any. I can't hear.
Okay, I can hear you.
Excuse me, but I can't hear.
Okay, I don't know what is going on with this. Can you hear me, Logan?
Yes, I can hear you. I can see you.
That's good. So, Brother Victor is just coming back to the studio. So anyway, I'm going to take myself. So just to say thank you again to everyone, and most especially thank you again, Logan, for taking on this responsibility to be the chairperson for the committee for Time with Wise Men. So when I started this initiative, Time with Wise Men, is one of the reasons was that there's so many men in my life that I believe that they are wonderful wise men, and we needed a platform for them to be able to come together and, share their knowledge, their skills, their experience, and to share it with the world and share with us as well. So thank you very much, everyone. And just before we go, we're going to do a closing prayer. I'm going to get you, Brother Victor, to do just a very short closing prayer. And after that, we are going to go off live. So we're still live now. So go ahead, Brother Victor, just say a closing prayer for us.
Thank you. It's a short prayer. We thank you. We thank God. We thank God for your daughters, Susana, who knew it. She didn't ask for wise women. It said men, because you know that men are the one you first created, man, and you've given us the wisdom to rule. Father Lord, we want more wise men to be wise, like Solomon. Wisdom we want for every man, so that we can take control of this world geometrically, geologically, in the name of Jesus. Please, let us know what to do intelligently for the whole world, right from our government to the parastatals, to the house of God, to the religious, to the community, in Jesus' name. Thank you, and God bless us. Amen. Have a blessed weekend and blessed month in Jesus' name. Thank you, and God bless all of us.
Thank you. Amen.
Yeah, and we're still live. So, but before we go, I'm just going to bring a little bit music. And you guys can stay behind anyway if you want to. But don't go
So,
yet.
are you the one?
Don't go yet. We're still
You going
live.
to dance? Are you the one to dance to the music? We see your dancing step.
No.
Eh?
No.
When Big Mama